What's going on, guys? Ted from Immersion here, and I'm back with another Unearthed Arcana review. This time, we got a new, two new races, or three if you want to be technical with sub-races, Eladrin and the Gith. So this came out, I would say this is a surprise, but I actually heard a little bit of a sneak peek that this was going to be happening at HasCon. So later this month they're going to do a survey to talk about what you think about them, and then it actually add this nice kind of boxed text here that says this is playtest material. You know, basically it's not AL legal, and then here's actually the D&D Beyond / Dungeon Life video showing, we're talking to Mike Merles about it. Well, let's jump in. So, this is an updated version of the Eladrin that was found in the Dungeon Master Guide, which was an elf subrace. It remains that to this day. So it talks a little bit about how they're elves native to the Feywild and so on. And then the 4 seasons, each Eladrin has 4 distinct personality states, one for each season, that they shift between when they experience powerful emotion, and it's autumn, winter, spring, and summer. So they kind of have a little bit about each one, and then they give you a trait and a flaw associated with each one. So you can see your autumn flaw could be no simple meals, only lavish feasts. Sorry about the dog collar in the background. Buff, come here. Everyone is your friend or potential friend, and so on. You know, winter, you're more preserved, and spring is all about new stuff, and summer, you might be a little bit more fiery. So, what do you get? You get all of the base elf traits, so that's, you know, +2 dex, dark vision, trance, immunity to magical sleep, advantage against charms, as well as... Sorry, that is really loud. And also proficiency in perception. So for this, you get all of that, plus an increase, which I like. This is the first time we've seen this, I think. Increase to intelligence or charisma, so you get to choose one to go up. You get Face Step. As a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet. To an unoccupied space you can see. Once you use this trait, you can't do so until you finish a short or long rest. So that's a free, basically, Misty Step. It does specifically state you magically teleport. It does not say you use the Misty Step spell, but it states that it's a magical teleport, which means that counterspell or an anti-magic field. Actually, counterspell wouldn't work, but an anti-magic field would. And then you have Shifting Seasons. At the end of each short or long rest, you can align yourself with the magic of one season, regardless of the season that is dominating your personality. Doing so allows you to cast a certain cantrip, as shown in the Shifting Seasons cantrip table. You choose, and this is also something we don't get to see, when you spellcasting ability for these cantrips is intelligence or charisma, whichever is higher, and your options are Friends for autumn, Chill Touch for winter, Minor Illusion for spring, or Firebolt for summer. These are actually really useful. Friends probably being the only cantrip, in my personal opinion, that I don't really think is worth it. But Chill Touch, Minor Illusion, and Firebolt are all very useful, and potentially can be situational depending on what you're fighting. So being able to swap that out on top of whatever other things you may have is pretty great. Then we have the Gith. We have base Gith traits. This is probably the weakest main race, if you will, and that it only increases our intelligence by 1 and gives us speak, read, and write common and Gith. We don't get actually anything else for the base race. And then there's 2 subsets of Gith, the Gith Yankee, which are the more brutal slaver race, and they get a +2 strength, so +1 intelligence, +2 strength. A little bit about their alignment. They get one language of their choice and proficiency with a skill or tool of their choice. They get proficiency with light and medium armor. And then they get Gith Yankee psionics. So they get Mage Hand cantrip, jump once at 3rd level, and then Misty Step once a long rest at 5th level. Intelligence is the spellcasting modifier for these, and they can do so without components. Gith Zerai is a wisdom. These are the more monk type, so +1 intelligence, +2 wisdom. +1 bonus to AC when you aren't wearing medium or heavy armor, and aren't using a shield. And you know Mage Hand the cantrip, and you know Shield once per long rest at 3rd level, and Detect Thought once per level at 5th level. Or once per long rest at 5th level. And you use Wisdom to cast those spells again without components. And this is something they haven't actually done before. For Unearthed Arcana, give us the weight tables, or the height and weight tables for these other races. which is pretty cool. So you can see Gith are a little small. Looks like Eladrin are about the same height as a standard elf. So let me know what you guys think about these races. Are you eager to see these become official published races? I really am digging on the Eladrin a lot because it lets you basically be an elf and gives you the opportunity to be a wizard, potentially an arcane trickster, or a eldritch knight, or some sort of, you could be a dex-based paladin, a sorcerer, a bard. There's a lot of options in giving you the +2 dex and the +1 intelligence or charisma. Everybody can benefit from a teleport, and some of those classes don't get cantrips at all. So for instance, if you are a dex-based paladin with a +1 charisma, you could now have access to Firebolt or Chill Touch, which would be your only cantrips and also would give you range, which is something a paladin typically does not have. So I really like that. And again, this is without knowing what's coming in Xanathars. I do know some things that are coming in Xanathars, because I got a brief peek at the book at HasCon, as Mike Merles did have a copy of it there with him. I can tell you for certain that blade singing is in there. Again, we knew there was going to be some transposed into the book. So some Sword Coast Adventure Guide races transposed into there. So we know that blade singing is one of those, because I actually physically saw it. And I think Grave Domain, or Forge Domain Cleric is another. I have speculation based on some other things that I heard, but I'm going to reserve those till I get more concrete information. That being said, what are your thoughts on Gith? They're very unique races. They're kind of ugly looking. They don't really have noses. They kind of got a Voldemort thing going on. So they're a little strange. But I mean, the Githzerai, the intelligence doesn't really help you as a monk, but +1 to your AC as a monk when you already have unarmored defense is great. And then again, a couple of spells. You know, you could be a monk, you're getting your dex and your wisdom added to your AC. This gives you a base +1. You have ability this way to get shield once per long rest, and potentially if you get access to some magical items like, say, Bracers of Defense, you can have a pretty rockin' AC. So let me know what you guys think. Now guys, that's it for this month's Unearthed Arcana review. If anything comes out in addition, you can look here on the channel and I'll do a review on it. If not, I will see you next month for the next Unearthed Arcana.